sorry.
Finally. Yeah, you kept us waiting in suspense. It's okay. But I have a
Okay.
very special honor for you today because
Yeah.
everybody who sent me a DM, I was looking at Laura's, and she said something about, let me scroll up here, being confident starting out in the adoption coaching and doing live videos. So I responded to Laura and I said, hey, like if you're nervous about doing live videos, like, are you really going to hop on a live video? And I thought about that for a second and I was like, okay, like as a coach, am I really going to give her that out? Am I really going to give her the option to back out? So I was like, no, you know what? You offered, you volunteered. Now I'm going to make you commit. So we talked a little bit. We set up some time, and she said, "Okay, I need some time to fix my hair." Which, doesn't she look gorgeous? It looks amazing. Okay, your hair looks great. The point of why I'm wearing a box on my head is because I would be a hypocrite if I didn't tell you to step out of your comfort zone to do this, right? So there are at any given moment probably 10 people in a 15-minute span that walk past my office every single 10 or 15 minutes. You'll have people this late. Hey, how are you doing? Hey, see what I'm saying? The point of why I'm wearing a box on my head and looking like a fool is because you have to get out of your comfort zone. And the second thing is, it doesn't matter how you look. You just have to show up. If you're delivering value to people, they don't give a shit. Like, do you think that people are going to be like, hey, that dude had a box on his head during the whole coaching call? Like, no, it's about the value that you can bring and being able to connect with people, right? And so I thought long and hard, what can I do to get the point, like drive the point home that it doesn't matter how you look or how you feel, you just have to show up and do it. Like, I guarantee you, like this lady right here, she's staring at me. She thinks I'm crazy, and that's
Yeah.
okay. I don't care. I don't care because I'm out of my comfort zone, and that's normal, right? But I know that the only way that I'm actually going to be able to help people is if I step outside of that comfort zone. And
Okay.
so I really want to kind of dive deep and ask you, like, why, start with the first thing you said, your struggle is being confident starting out as the adoption coach, kind of doing live. Like, why, what is that like when I responded, I was like, hey, let's get on live. What did you
Uh-huh.
think? Like, how are you feeling? Were you like, oh, fuck that?
Just get so nervous. And I feel like I'm gonna freeze up and forget to just say, say what I want to say and coach them and talk to them. The most part is
So,
I just get nervous. So I have to overcome, and I'm so glad that you brought me out here because it's gonna help me. Um,
yeah. And that's all it's about. It's like, you have to, like, in life, like, nothing, very, very little is given to us or we gain when we're inside our comfort zone because it's such a safe place, right? Like, we only do safe things. But as an
mhm.
entrepreneur, like, you have to take risks and you have to get outside of that and go meet people. Like, do you think that, okay, that's a bad example because I really do want to get up on stage and talk to like thousands of people. But like, for a lot of people, like, that scares the shit out of them. But I know the message that I can bring to them can impact their lives. And it's like, you're doing, like, okay, so I'm speaking about like growth, right? Whether it's personal or professional. And that can change people's lives, but you're literally like giving them, like, with adoption, like, that is something that some people struggle to have, because they can't have their own kids. They want to adopt because they see the good in it. And I mean, like, I'm going to digress and say that you can change people's lives more than me, right? And that's powerful. And
Uh-huh.
so I think that a lot of people, before they start doing lives or before they like take that first step, like, they do have that fear of, like, what the hell am I going to say? It's like, if
Hmm.
you, so let me ask you this, okay? Why do you want to be like an adoption coach?
Well, 3 years ago, I got into it. My husband we have fertility issues, and we
Sure.
adopted two babies, 1 month apart, and one from Florida, one from Oregon. And I met the
Wow.
expecting moms through social media on Facebook. So it's
Wow.
huge, very huge. And I built a relationship with them and um, connected with them. And I know I can teach others and um, just share with my experience how easy it is to connect and use the power of social media and boost post sponsored ads and just help families because it's so hard out there, adoption and fertility issues, and the best feeling in the world is being able to have a family.
So you have been through it.
What's that?
So you have been through it, the adoption process.
Yes.
Okay.
And I
If
built
I
a
was going to be you built what?
community. I have my own private Facebook group with over 2,000 members. And I had somebody tell me
What?
yesterday, yes, they told me, Laura, you have to go live in your group. And I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, I'll go live. But I'm just so nervous. I'm so nervous. I
Okay.
have 2,000 people in there.
Let me ask you a question. If I said, hey, Laura, I have two beautiful kids that we were blessed, to have within our marriage. We want to adopt a third. What would you tell me is the first thing to do?
Well, first you'd have to get your home study, and then we'd connect with an expecting mom. Well, basically what I would do is I'd make a private call with you and kind of figure out your struggles and things like that and get to know you, and then we'd go from there. I have to find out what's
So
wrong, what's going on.
I think that you just identified your first topic for your first live, right? Like what is the thing that people don't know when getting started? What is the thing that they struggle with the most? Like if it's like, are they overwhelmed? Do they not know where to start? Like you've mentioned a couple different things that I'm like, I don't know what that is. And I'm not kidding. My wife and I have talked in the future about adopting. And so it's like one of those things where it's like, it sounds good, but I don't know where to start. And you do, and you've been
Yeah.
through it. And so
Yeah.
I think the going live and then the nerves of, well, what do I say? Tell people about your experience. You don't have to have some profound, like 2-hour delivery of something, but it's like, hey, look, when we were first getting started, I really struggled in this, and this is how I connected with 2 different expectant mothers. Like that's
Okay.
huge.
2. Actually, I had more than 2 reach out to me in less than 6
See,
months. Oh, and me and
and
my
it's
husband
like,
and flew to Florida and met her. And my attorney even told me,
see,
he's all, Laura, be careful, there are scams out there, but you just know in your heart, and there's things to look for, and I can coach and teach everyone things to look for.
that is huge. You need to, and like, even if that's something that you give away when you first, people first join your group, like, what are the top 7 signs of an adoption scam? Like, I would have never thought of that. I'm like, oh yeah, like everybody wants, everybody's good out there, right? Like I believe in the good in people, but it's like you can't be naive in what you're doing. And so
Right.
how do you warn those people? You know what I mean?
Well, there's certain steps. You have to show proof of pregnancy. You want to meet them in person. Through live. You want to make sure they're a real human. You want to talk to them. You want to have an adoption attorney, so you can have a second party contact them. You want to meet them in person. You don't want to give them any cash or anything. You want to just build a relationship
See,
with them. You want to help them. hmm
you're talking about this so confidently. Why is it like, what is holding you back from what?
I said adoption is amazing. It's in my heart, and I know I can help so many families because I know the heartache, and I know, oh gosh, and my babies are my
See, so you
blessing.
have to get out of your own way. You
hmm
have to you have to stop like limiting yourself, because in turn that's selfish. You're limiting other people from experiencing your story and experiencing your gifts and helping them, right? So
Okay.
it's like every time you sit there and you're like, oh, well, I don't feel confident in this and I don't want to do this, and I don't, like, it's not about you. It's about them and helping them.
Okay.
And so you
Okay.
really have to, and look, everything I say with love, right? I'm gonna kick you in the ass, and you're gonna be like, oh shit, that's like a hard truth, but like I want to move you forward, right? I don't want to sit here
That's
and
what I
tell you
need. I need a
some
coach.
shit that's like,
Yes.
what?
Yes, I need you. I need you to help me, push me, tell me to do it, and go for it. And don't be
But you
scared.
do, like, that's all it is. You want to hear? Okay, so here's an interesting story. So I was, for a long time, I thought like selling people on stuff because I was afraid of being rejected. I was afraid of feeling like the thing I wasn't offering them was good enough, or the thing that I like I made up all these excuses in my head, like, oh, well, blah, 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 right? Everybody does to some degree, and you have to work through that. And so I had this I didn't want to reach out to people because I was so used to them coming to me. And that's great, right? But like there's a point where you have to. So finally I was like, you know what? What is the worst that could really happen? Like we tell ourselves these stories and we fill in the blanks with these lies. And if we don't express it to anyone else, it just brews around in our head. So I was like, all right, what's the worst that can really happen? Okay. So I started reaching out to people. It was right around Christmas time. And I was, talking to them about the digital marketing that we could do for them. And, it was like a week before Christmas. And this dude responds to the email. It was like a cold email that I sent him. The dude responds and says, I hope you get cancer and die for Christmas. Okay. Like the most fucked up thing somebody could ever say to you, where like it would destroy you. Like if I would have thought about that, like, well, what if somebody wants me dead? Like that probably would have stopped me from starting. So when I heard that, when I got that email, I just sat there and I laughed. And I laughed because it was literally the worst possible scenario. Mm-hmm. And it made me laugh. So I realized that the thing that was holding me back was myself, and the fear of what could happen was worse than what actually, like the feeling I felt when it actually happened. Uh-huh. And so it's like, look at all the big scandals in either politics or just in the world in general, right? Like all of it blows over. And I'm not saying that certain things should get swept under the rug. I'm not trying to take it down that road. But what I'm saying is that people make mistakes. People fuck up sometimes. People do stuff, and it's not always exactly how we want it. It took us like 10 minutes to get on this live. That's not how I wanted it. I'm a technical expert, and it failed. Like it's less than ideal, but who cares, right? Like I'm here to help you move forward, and my why in doing this isn't to get down and be hard on myself, like, oh, well, it didn't work, I'm never going to do a live again. It's like, holy shit, look at the outcome we're going to have at the end of this. You're going to know when we hang up, you're going to be like, okay, I can do this, I can kick ass, I'm doing this for my family, for my kids, because these, look at your, Megan, I think she's about to say what I'm about to say. Look in your baby's eyes and think about how that made you feel. That's the reason you should, exactly. You went through this, and so you're not doing this for yourself. So get out there. Dude, you've got 2,000 people.
More than that. Over 2,000. I just got 100, I believe. Yes. And I have expecting moms. I have birth moms. I have adopted couples. I have so many people in my group. Oh, that could help. That helps. And I've just been doing it off of my heart, and I just know I have to do something.
They need you. You okay, so tell me, help me understand, if you go live in 2 hours, what is the worst possible thing that you're afraid of that's holding you back?
That I'm gonna freeze up and not know what to say, or I'm just afraid of the disconnection, or I don't know what I'm afraid of. I'm just nervous. But this bullshit. I know. Okay.
It's like, okay, so you don't want to freeze up, right? That's fine. I don't want to freeze up. Yesterday I did a live by myself and I froze up.
Okay.
I don't care. Bring it back on track and keep going. The easiest way to avoid, you want to know a little trick that I do? I have serious ADHD. Like mid-conversation, if anybody ever watches me on a live and it's like, squirrel, I don't do it on purpose, but I have ADHD, right? So the things that I do to help stay focused and reel me in is right in front of the camera or under the camera, I'll put a little note card of 3 topics that I want to talk about.
Okay.
You're not, if you hop on and you're like, hey, it's a free for all, yeah, it's going to be awkward. You're going to be like, shit, what do I say? Plan for it. Do something deliberate. Pick a single topic, 2 topics, 3 topics, whatever you can think of. And for me, I talk about my experiences a lot. There's a lot that I've done where I failed. And it's I know that can help other people because they're either there or they're either going through it or have gone through it. And it's for me to connect to you guys, I have to show you that I'm real and authentic. one of the things that somebody said is the thing that they love about my group and the thing that they love about me is that, like, I'm not sitting up here trying to blow smoke up your ass. Like, I'm sitting here trying to be as authentic as humanly possible to help you grow.
Yeah,
That's my only goal. As entrepreneurs, we have to grow. We have to get outside of our comfort zone. And that's why I wanted to bring you on, because I was like, she's in a spot where she can easily say no, and I'm not going to let that happen, because you have, like, that's what personal growth is about. And as you grow personally, you're going to grow professionally. And it's like, you have literally one of the biggest opportunities sitting at your fingertips with trying to get people engaged as much as possible. And the way that they can do that is by you educating them on your experiences, the good and the bad, and just helping them work through that. Did I lose you?
Hold on, sorry.
Technical difficulties.
I need to get a holder. Hold on, let me see if I can hold the phone there.
I wish I could show you what I'm using as a holder.
Okay, oops.
I'm using a 30-ounce cup and a monitor.
Oh, let me see. Hold on. Okay, show me again.
I can't show you without taking my phone off. I'll send you a picture of it later.
Okay.
But
I go, no,
literally, it's propped up, but you don't have to get fancy. And that's the thing. Like, I guarantee you, if I wouldn't have just told you what I was using, you're gonna have some bullshit excuse where we hang up. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go to Amazon. I'm gonna get a holder. I'm gonna wait 2 days. Then it's gonna come in the mail. You're gonna unbox it. You're gonna be like, oh, this fits an iPhone 7. I've got a 6. I need another one, right? And you're gonna go through this series and you're gonna prolong it. So here, I'm gonna challenge you. I want you to go live in your group today, at some point today.
Okay, I will. Okay.
Can you do it?
Yes, I'll do it.
Will you do it?
Yes, I'll do it.
I just, there is no reason that you can't thrive and just truly help all these people. Like, you have a pattern. Megan said, just do it. There you go. Nike might come after you. But there's no reason that you can't have it.
I overthink things.
Go ahead.
I overthink things, and
most entrepreneurs do.
Do I do my whole experience? Do I talk about struggles? What do I talk about? You know, I have a million things going through my mind.
What'd you say? Say that last part again.
I just have a million things going through my mind of what I should go for my heading, or, you know, what should I talk about?
You have a million topics, you said.
No, I do.
That's good. Share those. Like, if you're confused, okay, so if you're confused at, like, which one to start or where to start, like, start from the beginning. Why did you adopt? How did you adopt? Tell your story, right? Like, don't give a shit about anybody else but you at this point, right? Tell your story. Why are you, like, yeah, Kate said, just talk about the first feeling you had when going on the journey, okay? Like, before you even started, when did you guys say, you know what, we're going to adopt? Here's why. Here's where we started. Here's what we went for. Like, those things of telling your story is how people are going to connect with you. Because if you have 2,000 people and let's say that 20% watch the video, that's 400 people. So you have 400 people. I guarantee you one, which if you impact the life of one person today, that's a huge deal. I guarantee you one will relate to your story and take something away from it.
Oh, I know. There'll be tons. There'll be tons.
Right. So start from the beginning. Start to tell your story. And if you want, if you have all these ideas, start mapping them out. Okay. Start writing them down in a list somewhere where you can say, you know what do I want to talk about today? Here, I can pull from this list of topics, and when you're done with it, strike it out or move it somewhere else, or just get organized with all your ideas that go through your head. Or, and that's if you have a million ideas going through your head right now, or when you think of something, drop what you're doing and go live.
Okay.
Like, hey guys, this popped in my head. My God, it was just such an overwhelming experience. I have to share it with you guys. And like, that's the thing where, like, it doesn't need to be planned. It doesn't need to be rehearsed. Y'all will see me. Sometimes I'm driving in my truck. Sometimes I'm like playing with the kids. Like, yeah, like it's not fancy. Like, I almost did this from the gym before we set a time. I was like, oh shit, I'm here now. I might do it from the gym. Like,
yeah,
who cares? Nobody would have been like, you're in the gym. Your advice sucks, right?
Yeah.
Like, stop overthinking shit. Stop making excuses. Just start getting the message out there. And the first time you do it, you're going to be nervous, and that's okay. But just keep
Mhm.
pushing through, knowing your why, knowing that you're helping people, knowing that you're making an impact and changing their life. And if you stumble, no, when you stumble, because you will, everybody stumbles.
Yeah.
I stumbled yesterday. Like, I have no
Mhm.
fear of going live, but I still screwed up because something, distracted me. Just keep going.
Okay. I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. How else can I help you? Because one of the other things you said was having self-worth, and that's huge. And that I hate seeing anybody struggle with.
I think good
Why,
is
like,
not good
why do
enough.
you
That's what
feel like that?
I know
What?
it's good enough. I know it's over good, but I overthink myself. Like maybe it's not good enough, or that's what I think. I don't know
Who's
why.
telling you it's not good enough?
I just have those thoughts in my mind. Like I just get nervous, and I think, what if I'm not good enough? But I know
Good
I'm good
enough
enough.
for
I
who? Like,
know.
what's the standard? What's the standard? Who sets it?
Nobody.
You do in your own head,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's bullshit. Like, you, okay, so look, this is your audience, right? Most of them are here. Okay, this is square one. Maybe like if this is like 10 steps, maybe they're on step 1, step 2, or step 3, right? You're on step like 20 because you've done this twice.
Mhm. Yes.
Laura or Megan said, Laura, I'm
And we've
exactly like you.
experienced,
Self-doubt is one of my biggest struggles,
and we've
but I know
experienced,
I'm good enough.
yeah. Well, we've experienced 2 failed adoptions. We've experienced foster care. We've experienced 2 successful adoptions. We've been through all the fertility issues, surgeries, doctor's appointments. We've been on this journey for about 14 years. So I have tons and tons, and I can just help.
14 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on, I want you to answer this.
Okay.
Who would be more qualified to talk about what you want to talk about than you?
Nobody.
So why are you not good enough?
Okay. I know I'm afraid that I'm going to say something wrong or just freeze
What's
up.
wrong? Like, what could you say that would be wrong? Are you going to give them bad advice?
No.
Are
I
you
just
going
get
to tell
nervous.
them a lie?
I get nervous speaking in a large crowd. That's why. I feel
You're not
comfortable.
speaking in a large crowd.
Okay, but in my mind I
You're,
think there's 2,000 people watching me. That's why. Like in your group, I know that there's only 100 people and they're not the people I talk to every day. So, like getting on the screen, I just get nervous doing that.
talk to yourself. Talk,
Okay.
talk, talk to yourself in the mirror. Like, tell yourself positive things then, right? Like,
Okay.
before you go live, build yourself up. Like, beat your chest like, what is that, Wolf of Wall Street? Like,
Yeah.
you are the expert. Like, I
Okay.
want to drill this in your head, like, super clear. Like, you are the expert with 14 years of experience, and I want you to hear me say this loud and clear.
Mhm.
You just told me nobody is more qualified to talk about this than you.
Okay.
Think about that.
Mhm.
We live in a world full of billions of people, and you are confident enough to say nobody is more qualified to talk about this than you. And don't start changing your mind and doubting yourself now, because that is the truth. You are the most qualified person to talk about, especially your experience, because you've been doing this for 14 years.
Mhm. Yes.
So you need to stop selfishly holding that gift in, holding those experiences in, holding those stories in when you can help people. Were you frustrated when you were on this journey and you weren't, like pregnancy wasn't working, fertility wasn't working? Were you frustrated?
Yes, definitely. Roller
Do
coaster of emotions. It's not
do
easy.
you wish you would have had somebody like you helping you?
Yes. I wish.
You're
Yes.
that person. You're
Yes.
that person.
Yeah.
Do it for
Okay.
everybody else that needs you. Like, emotionally, it's a roller coaster. Who's going to keep them supported? Who's going to keep them stable? Like, yeah,
And
you.
so yes, I will. Yes. Okay.
There is no reason. I know that I'm beating you up right now,
And
but
no, that's
it
great.
is
That's what I
the
need to think of. I need to think of that. How did I feel when I was going through all those years of the emotional process of, the failed adoptions and the waiting process, and not knowing, and believing in faith and going with your heart, and just know. So
You
yeah.
just listed like 6 more topics that you can talk about.
Okay.
Like faith, right? Like what gave you the faith that something was going to pull, like, make this, like, what gave you the faith that said this sucks? And this is part of like that never quit mindset, right? You have that never quit mindset. And that's why I created that group, because so many people quit right before they are so close to succeeding. And so that's how you are right now. You've grown this group and you are so close to being everything that you want to be, and helping and impacting and empowering all these people. And you can do it, but you just need to keep going. So when you were going through this, you saw a roller coaster of emotions, right? When it's down, man, you just want to quit, right? What kept you going? Those are the feelings, those are the emotions, those are the things that you need to bring to your audience and be like, oh, like I was
Yeah.
so mad. I wanted to cry, but I had faith in
Lots
whether
of
it's,
tears. Yeah,
yeah,
lots of tears.
but it's,
I remember waking up every day thinking, what can I do? Just one step to get me closer. And every day I got closer and closer and closer. Like anything, just
that's
like
it.
making a phone call, joining a new gym, handing my card out, joining new groups, meeting new people, just so I can just get the word out that I was adopting. And I knew somebody was going to contact me. I even did a fundraiser with C's Candies, where I made this little card and it says hoping to adopt. I helped adopt a child, and I put my phone number on there and our web page address for our Facebook, and I handed them out to just at our fundraisers and things like that. And I just thought, an expecting mom's gonna get my candy bar and read it and call me or something. I thought you have to jump out of the box on doing certain
Absolutely.
things.
And like, that's huge. Like, I would have never thought of that, right? Like, for me, I don't know where to start in this process. I don't know how to do it. And you can tell those stories like, look, a stork's not going to show up on your front door with a baby. You've got to put in the work. But you have to believe. That's the first thing. That's the thing that I tell people when I coach them. I'm like, if you don't believe you can do it, then you're right, right? Like, and that's the thing. Henry Ford says it. He says, whether you believe you can or believe you can't, you're right.
Yeah.
And if somebody believes that adoption is not possible for them, they're right.
Right.
But if you believe and if you have faith, you're going to be able to keep going when it gets tough, because you know that this is what you want. You know you're supposed to have this. And regardless of whatever, because the stuff you're struggling with on this call right now that we're working through, I would be willing to bet, as a very self-aware person, that as a woman or a man, because I would struggle with this too if I had fertility issues, you would probably question your self-worth. What's wrong with me? What's this? What's that? And start telling yourself all these lies to help people work through that. Help people to see that. I mean, if you don't want to do a live by yourself, bring somebody on.
Okay.
Do your coaching call with them like we've done, and show people like, this is my process, because then you're gonna have more people reach out to you and be like, oh, that was awesome, help me, this is where we are, we're stuck, I resonated so much with you, with your story, with this, like,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
But I absolutely love what you're doing, and I love the
Thank you.
journey that you're on. And I mean, you have so much power to help people and to empower them. I mean, you sent me a couple pictures of your babies, and I mean, they are just gorgeous. And it's like, you've gotta share that story. Like, you're lighting up when I say that, because like, man, that was it was all worth it, right? So I think you have the answers. I think you just need to do it.
And a lot of people, they're scared of adoption, or think that they can't love a baby as much as a biological baby, but I also have a 9-year-old, and it's no different. It's amazing. The love for an adopted child. So
I believe that. I really do. I believe that. So what are you going to do next?
So what I'll do is I'll put a post in my group, and I'll say I'll go live at 5 or 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll go live, and then I'll just share my experience. I'll say something kind of cool in there.
And that's huge. I mean,
and I'll go live.
that is so important, you're not going to freeze up. You're just telling your story. And if there's things, like I told you before, like there's topics that I write down, like if there's topics of your story that you want to like talk about, the
I'll
highs,
stick
the
them up
lows,
everywhere.
yeah, just put them, just
Okay.
write them there. I mean, see, Megan's looking to adopt in the next few years. Like, so now from this group, from being able to help, like you're going to be able to help her. You're going to be able to help so many other people. And
Yes,
it's like
and
you just
Megan,
have to
start
know in
now.
your core and in your gut.
Megan, if you want,
See,
they're hoping to adopt. Start now. Because it could take 2 years to match with an expecting mom. And then there's a difference. If she wants an infant, is there a certain age that she wants with the child?
See, these are all
So,
things you have to share with everybody. Don't hold it back. Oh, she dropped off. That's all right. Guys, I hope this helped some of you in some ways. Struggling with it sucks when I see somebody that is struggling with just having self-worth and having the confidence to jump out there and do it, because every one of you have the capabilities to do it, and everybody has the similar circumstances. I don't care what you say. There's people who you can make up excuses of all sorts of things. Self-limiting beliefs. You can do. You can just tell yourself stories in your head, and it's dangerous. You have to take action and take the next steps. And for Laura, I mean, it's really just about doing it. It's not. She has a group of 2,000 people just waiting to hear her story, waiting to hear from her. And I'm excited for her journey. I'm excited for everybody's journey here. I hope that you guys can push on, keep moving forward, never quit. Those are all important things to make it as an entrepreneur. And so I would love to hear what you guys' thoughts are on this. I would love to make sure that everybody's moving forward. If you want to follow Laura's page, I'll let her share a group in the comments. But I'm excited for her. I'm excited for everybody here. Like, this is what this community is about. We're here to support and engage one another, and really, really just fucking crush it. Life's too short to have a mediocre life. Everybody has God-given skills and talents, and you just have to be able to leverage them and use them. And it's probably on the other side of your comfort zone. So if there's something that you're struggling with moving forward, post it up in the group. Let's work on accountability. Let's work on that support. I am excited for everybody moving forward. All right, never quit.